Even though I've been afraid of my anger, I choose to deeply love and accept myself. Even though I have felt afraid of my anger, and for good reason. In the past, I would have been punished for expressing my anger. I deeply love and honor myself in all my feelings. Even though I don't know what it feels like to own my power and to be the boss of me, I'm willing and curious to find out. And even though it feels dangerous, and it was taboo in my culture for a woman to own her power, her voice, her anger, and to speak out against injustice, that was my history, not my destiny. And I choose to love and honor and accept myself and all my feelings. All this fear of my anger, all this fear that I'm going to be hurt or I'm going to hurt others if I let the lioness out of the cage. And so I try to keep her in, and usually am very successful. But there are situations where I get stressed enough that she comes out of the cage and roars. And I would like to be more intentional with my anger. I would like to see it as an ally and not a monster. I like to see my anger as fire that speaks out against injustice, that speaks up to protect my boundaries, that speaks up to protect my freedom. My anger wants me to be the boss of me. And I've been so afraid of taking on that position. All this fear of abusing my power if I was the boss. All this fear of hurting others by assuming the boss energy. And when I've seen bosses in action, I've seen tyrants. I've seen narcissists. But deep down I know that when I own my power, I can be a benevolent and powerful boss. I could set boundaries firmly and with kindness. But right now, I just need to be okay with my anger. Because even though it's terrifying, it's also exciting. So I give myself permission to blame my parents. I know I'm not going to stay there forever. I trust my heart to eventually forgive them. But right now, blaming them is a whole lot better than blaming myself. Because it's not my fault that I have all these rules and regulations in my head. It's not my fault that I don't trust myself. It's not my fault that I get anxious. I was taught these things from day one. And I soaked it up like a sponge. I took on my parents' nervous system. And to get it out of my body and mind, I allow my anger to let it rip. No, Mom, it was not okay to pass all your guilt and anxiety on to me. No, Dad, it was not okay to make me distrust myself as a woman, to make it not okay for me to love and like boys, for me to feel so scared of my sexuality and my voice and my power. That was not okay. But what is okay is for me to move on from that and give myself permission to accept and celebrate my voice, my permission granted to accept and celebrate. I am the boss of me. And I can say no to my son. And I can share my needs and feelings with my husband, my hopes and dreams and desires with the world, and mostly with myself. I have hopes and dreams and desires. I want what I want, and I don't need any reasons or excuses. I choose to trust that what I want wants me. What I desire is what God wills for me. It's God's will that I'm happy, fully alive, and content and grateful and satisfied and full of life. In my world, women are meant to be seen, heard, respected, cherished, and celebrated. The world needs more women in their power, and I volunteer to be one of them. I am the boss of me. Clearing any reason why I can't trust that, own that, play with that, practice that, have fun with that, and integrate that into my reality. I am the boss of me, of what I think, what I do, what I allow, and how much freedom and permission I have to say yes to my life in body, mind, and spirit. Hey, hey, it's okay for me to get my way. I am the boss of me. Let's have a cup of tea and make a toast to me and infinity. 'Cause nobody can do me wrong when my power is strong. I am the boss, matter of course. Hey, Mom and Dad, I know you did your best, but I have a secret I'm gonna confess. I am the boss of me, not you or la 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 la. I am breaking those eggshells, setting myself free, and owning I am the boss of me. Now God said, let there be Hala, and let her be a co-creator. She's got the power, she's a flower, she's gonna learn it sooner or later. She's the boss of she. We co-create reality. No doubt about it, no apology. It's time to scream and shout it. I am the boss of me. I got this habit of minimizing all this self-analyzing, and I'm letting go of analysis. Being the boss of me is just something I can't resist. God says yes, never says no, and gives me power to let fear go so I can be the boss in my own life. I might as well love myself. I'll never be a perfect mother or wife. I'm gonna stumble and fumble and find my way. And from now on, I'm gonna make that okay. It's my cup of tea to be the boss of me. And every time there's change, it's gonna be great. When I move to Spain, I'm gonna celebrate, 'cause I can create anything, and it always gets better and better and better and better.